Hey everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified, and now we'll see a new problem on graph. So basically we are given a directed graph. We need to check that whether this graph is strongly connected or not. Now a given directed graph is strongly connected when we can reach from any point to any other point in the graph. So like if you see this example, here if you see from 0 I can reach to 1, then from 0 I can reach to 2 also, because there is a path from 0 to 1, then 1 to 3. Then I can reach to 3 also. How? From 0 to 3 I can also reach. So it means from 0 I can reach to 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, if you see from 1 also I can reach to 2, then I can reach to 0, then this way I can reach to 3 as well. So it means you need to check with every point that from any point you can reach to any point, then it is strongly connected. So it means from 1 also I can reach to 2, 3 as well as 0. Similarly, if you see from 2, so from 2 I can reach to 0, then via this path I can reach to 1, and via this path I can reach to 3. So it means from 0 also I can reach to all the places. Now if you see from 3 I can reach to 2, then I can reach to 0, then I can reach to 1. It means from 3 also I can reach to all the places. So it means in this graph I can reach to all the points from any point. So it means this graph is strongly connected. Now the point is how you would check. So for this problem also we can basically follow the DFS approach. So in DFS what we do, that in DFS when we travel from any point, so then we'll basically take a boolean array, right? And then whenever we visit any element, so we mark them as visited. So what we will do, that we'll take one for loop, and this for loop will basically operate for all the elements, for all the indexes in this. So let's say if there are v vertices, so I will operate for each and every index in this, for this one, this one, this one, this one, and for every point I will start the DFS on this particular point. And then once I have done this one, so you know that we take a boolean array, so here it will be 1 2 3 4. So now after covering the DFS I will check. Now I will again check that for this boolean array, so let me write here boolean array, and now if there is even a single point which is false, so like if let's say this is visited, so can I say that even if there is a single point which is false here, then my graph is not strongly connected. So that's what we need to check. So it means the first point is we'll cover for each and every point. Second point is for each point I will cover the DFS, and after covering the DFS I will check that if all the values are true here, and if all the values are true, it means my graph is strongly connected for this point. And then I will check with each and every point, and at any place if the visited array has the not false value, so in this case I can return the false. And you need to take care of this case, that whenever you have done for this case, then after that you need to set the visited value all again false, right? So that you can again try. So basically we have this function arrays.fill, and basically I'll fill all these values by false, and then I will again operate this one, right? So this is what we need to see for this question. So now let's see one case, that how it is happening. So here we can represent the graph via adjacency list. So basically we have two ways, adjacency matrix and adjacency list. So here we are representing as adjacency list. So this is how we do that. We have four values, so 4 indexes, so we'll mention here 4. Now adjacency list is basically the list of list, and each index have the particular list, and the list contains all the neighbors where it can go. So now this 0 can go to 1 and 3, so it will have the 1 and 3 in the list. Now 1 can go only to 2. So because this is directed graph, so 1 can only go to 2. 2 can go only to 0, and 3 can go to only 2. Right? So this is how we have represented this graph as adjacency list. Now what we do, we are solving the DFS, right? So here at the starting, let me write the boolean array. So here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and all the values are false at the starting. Now because let's say this we are starting from 0, so my starting index is 0. So first of all I put this 0 into stack. Now I remove this element and I check what are the neighbors of this 0. Now I can get all the neighbors list for this 0 from this here. So now it will give me the list, so it will give me 1 and 3. Now I will check, and when I put this 0, so I have already marked this as true. Now I check that whether this 1 is visited. So I check from here because this is an array to check. Now 1 is not visited, so I mark here as a true and I put this value into stake. Now I check with this 3. 3 is visited? No. So I again mark the value here true and I put this value here 3. So I am done with the both the element. Now I again pop the element from the top. So it will give me 3. Now check which are the neighbors or where it can go. So that I will get from this list. So it will give me that 3 can go to only 2. Now check whether 2 is visited. So 2 is not visited. It means mark this value as true and put this value into stack. So there was only one value, we are done. Now again pop the element from top, so it will give me 2. Now which are the neighbors of 2? The neighbors of 2 is 0. It means it can go to only 0. Now check whether 0 is visited. Yes, 0 is already visited from here, we can see. Right? So it means we need not to do anything for it. So again we'll pop the top element. The top element is 1. So now we'll check that what is the list for 1. So the 1 can go only to 2. It means 1 can go only to 2. So now check whether 2 is visited. So yes, 2 is already visited. It means we need not to do anything. So it means now my stack is empty. So we are done with this one. Now we'll check here that after DFS for this I equal to 1, we'll check that is there any value which is false here. So for this case, all values are true. It means for this case, from this 0, I can go to each and every index. Now I will check with I equal to 1, for I equal to 2, I equal to 3. Right? So this is how we can operate one by one, that whether this graph is, or whether from every point we can reach to every other point. Right? So now if you talk about the time complexity in this case, so basically for DFS what happens that we basically cover each vertex and each edges in this case. And now we are doing for this for each vertex. So it means my time complexity will be, so if I write here, so it will be V cross V plus E. So that will be time complexity if we are solving by this approach. Right? So now let me show you the code so that you can get it better. So at first I'm saying that I have 4 nodes in this graph, and now I'm initializing the graph and I'm passing these nodes. Now if you see the graph, we can represent by 2 ways. One way is adjacency matrix and one way is adjacency list. So here in this case we are representing the graph as adjacency list. So in adjacency list what happens that we say that for each index it will be a list. Now that list are basically representing the neighbors that it has, that how many neighbors it has. So that is why we are saying that here the graph is list of list. So now first of all I'm initializing this list, and then I'm creating the visited array. So in this visited array I'm saying that how many nodes I have, because this visited array is very important. This will basically give me information that whether I have visited all the nodes or not. So then I'm initializing these nodes, and then I have this, that how many nodes I have. So now if you see that for each vertex, for each index in the list, each list is representing a list. So at the starting what we are adding, that we are creating a new array list for this particular index. Now after that, once we have initialized the graph, then I'm adding the edges. So because this is the directed graph, so you are adding the edges only once. That is why what you are saying that graph.get a. So first of all it will give you the list in this particular index. So it will give you list. Now you will add this value b into that list. So this is how basically you have added the neighbor, you have added the city where it is going actually in the list. Right? So once you have added the edges and once you have added this one, now we are calling the function if directed graph is strongly connected. So what happens? So here as we explained that for all the nodes, so that is why it is happening for loop from I equals to 0 to I less than nodes, and for every node I'm calling the function DFS. And now here I'm checking after covering the DFS, I'm checking that even if there is a single element which is not visited, so you can say that this is false, means this is not strongly connected. Now what happens that after covering this one case, then you need to fill again all the values with the false. Right? So that you do, and again you check, and at the last if there is no false in between, it means all the graph is strongly connected, so you can return the true. Right? Now let's see that how DFS is happening here. So guys, from our previous videos in the graph playlist, we have explained multiple times that how DFS is happening. So let's see again in the brief, but if you want to see the detailed version, so you can see the DFS approach on adjacency list, where you will see each and every point. So now here the DFS is basically operated via two ways. One way is that we can take a stake and then we can do it. Now another way is that we can recursively call the DFS. So even if you recursively call, so internally it uses the stake. So that is why the first way is that you can take using the stake. So you basically create a stake, and at the starting you push the starting value in the stake and you mark this value as visited. Now what happens? Now you operate this until stake is not empty, and you pop the first element from the top. So when you pop the element from the top, then you get that which are the neighbors of it or where it can go. So it will give you neighbor. Now you check for each neighbor if this element is not visited. So in this case, you push this neighbor into the stake and you mark that value as true, right? And then you again pop the value again. So this is how what will happen, that will cover each and every case until stake is not empty. And after that, we'll again go back to our calling function, and then we will check here that check that if any value in this visited array is false, it means the one node is not visited. It means I cannot reach from this node to this node, right? So this is basically the one way of calling the DFS. Now let me write here the another way as well. Now here we have the another way of DFS as well. So this is a recursive approach. In this, what we do, we call the start and then we mark this value as visited. Now I get all the neighbors for this particular index, and then for each neighbor I check that if this value is not visited, then you call the DFS again for this particular neighbor, right? So this is the basically the point is this is recursive one and this is the using the stake. So you can choose whatever you choice you have, both are the same thing. So if you have any doubts, then please write in the comment section and I will try to explain that. And I will also put the source code into description section, so if you want, then you can also get it from there. So that's it, and if you have liked the video, then please like it and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. Thank you.